Okay, let's talk about career goals. Now, in the previous essay, you were assigned to look at some of your overall life goals. What do you want to be known for at the end of your life? Well, this next essay is not quite as deep and philosophical. It's more practically oriented. What I want you to do is think about, what do you want to do? What are your career interests? What are your career plans? What's the direction you'd like to see? Where would you like to see yourself in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? Dream. Yeah, dream. What would you want to do? You want to be an animator for Pixar? Do you want to run a television station? Do you want to produce films? Do you want to run a radio station? Do you want to invent the new technology that's going to revolutionize communications? What do you want to do? And then how do you want to get there? So what I'd like for you to do in this essay is, first of all, look at the first part, write out some of your goals, some of the things you would like to accomplish. Uh, they, they don't all have to be in line with each other. Just get an idea of some thoughts that you have. Then in the next paragraph, I want you to dream a little bit about what kind of steps you might take through college, in 5 years from now, 10 years from now, where you would like to be, in reaching those goals. Now, I'm not going to be submitting this to some government agency that's going to plot your career or something like that. I don't like that idea. Anyway, but political comment there. But what I want you to do is to think about what steps you would need to take to achieve these goals. And then the third section, I want you to look at what your life goals were, and then examine how these are consistent with your life goals. Now, for example, I know when I like to travel, and I enjoy meeting new people and working in the churches. And I used to work for what is now Lifeway, then was the Baptist Sunday School Board. And I had a job opportunity to be a consultant. There was a job, not that I was offered the job, but there was a job that was open, and I was a qualified candidate. But when I looked at it and I looked at how much time I would actually have to be away from home to do the job, well, it came in conflict with some of my life goals. I wanted to be a father for my children and a husband for my wife. And I didn't think I could do that long distance. So I chose not to take that job. It's simple enough. Instead, I stayed with the department I was working in, a department that was eventually shut down. But that put me in a position where I was ready to take God's next step to become a college professor, not here at North Greenville, but back at Missouri Baptist a couple of decades ago now. So I guess the point that I'm saying is, if you have your life goals, they will impact how you make your choices in your career. So let's say you want to travel the world. Well, if you want to raise a family, that means either you're going to need to travel the world and, right out of college and get a job to do that, with the understanding that you then will settle down. Or if you're going to be ready to meet if you want to, let's say you're involved in a relationship and then you want to get married and start a family, well, be aware that there may come a time when you may plan, later in your career, after the kids are out of the house, to go make that whirlwind tour. I think of my parents. They did not travel much overseas when I was growing up. And Dad was a seminary professor and a pastor, but when they hit retirement, they had saved enough money, and in combination with this consulting work and just sheer love of travel, they visited Europe and parts of Soviet Union. They took their travels in retirement. Well, that will affect how you do your planning. So, okay, make a long story short. As you write your career goals, think about where you want to be, how you want to get there, and how that fits in with the overall plan for life. Again, you're not writing your blueprint. I just want you to start thinking proactively, so that maybe you'll think about maybe where you look at, let's say you look at internships. You look at opportunities that you have to maybe work on a film, to go work with a radio station, opportunities in your church, whatever they might be. You might think in terms of what aspects of student media at North Greenville you want to become involved with. If you want to be a reporter, well, we have Vision 48 News. Get involved with it. Are you not in the practicum yet? Big fat hairy deal, to quote Garfield. Get involved. If you're interested in radio, we have a radio station. And you don't even have to be a mass comm major to work with the radio station. Start doing it. A theme you'll hear me say again. You've heard me say several times at this point, and you'll hear me say it again. I say it in all the practicums. Your career started yesterday. It doesn't start your junior year. In fact, when I was coming through as a high school senior, I was already working at a radio station. And I was already interning at a TV station, and they hired me for the summer. Now, at that time, I was weird. Of course, some people say I'm still weird, but that's beside the point. But that was highly unusual. Nowadays, we have students coming in who've already produced a few short films, others who are already involved in their church's media ministry and running camera, even directing. They're editing projects. I had one student who was literally a general manager for a radio station at 19. Okay? Those are the people you're competing with. Sorry. That doesn't mean you're lost. That means get involved. So I want you to take this essay. I want you to think about where you want to go, how you're going to get there, how it fits with your life plans, so that you may start developing a glimpse of what you can be doing here and now. Now, I will tell you right now, with my career, I never would have dreamed of it taking the path that it's taken. I've been remote production manager. I have been a sales manager, show coordinator. I've run a television station. I've taught college. I've been a visiting professor overseas. All kind of wild directions that I never would have dreamed of. But God is gracious. And if anybody ever tells you that Christian life is boring, it's not. In fact, it's exhilarating. It can be downright terrifying at times. But when we know Him and seek Him, He takes us to the next step. And we can walk in faith and in trust in Him, knowing that His plans are to prosper us in Him. So, sit down. Work through your career goals, your career plans. I want that essay due by the end of the week and submitted via email. You can, again, send it to awstevens@ngu.edu. If you would, if I haven't told you this already, copy your text into the text of the email itself. That way I'm not having to open up files and all. It just makes it easier for me. So, have fun, dream a little, seek a little, plan a little, and have fun. God bless.